How's it going, boys and girls? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to the Eden of Grisaia. So in the last episode, we actually were with Yuji. We got to go into his dreams again, and we actually got a bit of a blast from the past. We saw Danny. We saw him reminisce about his days back when he was in America, which was kind of cool. I still miss the old gang, especially Danny, but that's aside the point. I also forgot to mention that 2 episodes ago, at the very end, after we were hearing a lot from Heath Oslo, our lovely and terrifying main antagonist here in the series, after he was done talking and yelling, we actually saw quote-unquote Yuji. And I didn't bring this up in the last episode, or at least I don't think I did, but I think it's worth bringing up that, yeah, there's another Yuji, and it's all related to this whole cloning thing. And someone brought up in the comments, I don't remember who, so whoops, stating that it's obvious at this point that that was the Yuji that was doing whatever the fuck happened in the beginning, basically blaming the real Yuji. I didn't think of that. I really didn't. And whoever commented said obviously. And now I feel really dumb. I really do. But luckily I have you guys to keep me on track. Regardless, that's a little interesting that there's a fake Yuji that was running around. But now that we can tell which one's fake and which one's real based on the hair color, so that's always great. Let's see what's going on. It's still not Operation Day, but it was very nearly midnight. That gives us a clue that we're at least getting very close. And Tachibana Chizuru had spent the entire day flying around the country. Hey, so did Michiru. It had grieved her to see her school shut down as a result of the Sakaki family's circumstances. In an attempt to find a site for a new campus for her displaced students, she'd visited Gunma, I'm gonna mess up every name here. Fukuoka, Okayama, Niigata, and Hyoko. She'd searched high and low, leaning heavily on her personal and professional connections, but hadn't found anything that seemed particularly promising. She'd even left the mainland to visit, Asahikawa? Let's go with that. In, god damn it, Hokkaido? I'm sorry, I really can't pronounce these names. Where a plot of farmland was available, but there were issues with the site, and the sellers hadn't been willing to compromise. All her efforts had been in vain. Chizuru had pursued her career as an educator against her father's objections. She couldn't exactly run home crying for help at this point. Yes, she could. She was, to be frank, in a real bind. But right now, she was too fatigued to feel ashamed of the reckless choices she'd made. By the time she made it back to Shinbashi, it was all she could do to keep dragging her bag along. When you've exhausted your mental fortitude, a bag holding your change of clothes can feel heavier than a sack of concrete. This was no good. She needed some way to comfort herself and lift her spirits. As a single woman, Chizuru had gotten pretty used to rewarding herself for her own efforts. How sad. And while it irked her a little to see herself adapting to solitude, how sad, she didn't have any better options at present. A drink at a nice quiet bar should do the trick. Alright then, are there any places around here where a single woman can walk in alone without standing out too much? As the word single woman ran through her mind, Chizuru found herself picturing a certain face. Naturally enough, it was that of Harudera Yuria. Continuing this process of free association, she thought of the yakitori place they'd visited together a little while ago. Fortunately, she was wearing a suit today, so she'd probably be spared the indignity of getting carded at the door. And this would be her second visit, so the staff might even recognize her.
そうですね。あのお店にしましょう。鳥はいいですよね。何より美味しいです。牛は態度が気に入りません。大して美味しくないくせに値段ばかりが生意気です。
Is she seriously arguing with herself here? Or having this internal debate? Or standing up for what she believes is right? In this situation? What am I saying? Speaking to no one in particular, yeah, that's what I'm trying to point out. Chizuru dissed all of the bovinedom for whatever, for reasons that seem remarkably arbitrary. I'm struggling a lot in this episode. When it came to meat, she'd always prefer chicken to pork, and pork to beef.
タニータリタリ先生はいつだって元気ですよ
Yeah, if I saw someone, you know, trotting down the street, singing that, I'd feel really bad for her. She was forcing herself. Anyone within earshot of her mumbly song would probably have realized that much. Probably not me. In combination with her slow gait, her slumped shoulders, and the way she was dragging her bag, it made for a truly pitiful spectacle.
大将まだやってる
Hey, いらっしゃい。4時までやってるよ。
Damn, these guys are open late.
らっしゃっせご注文お決まりでしょうか
Oh my god, it's the same fucking waitress from last time.
とりあえずビールと4種の串盛りセットとふわふわ卵にお進行くださいな
Who exactly is this person? Like, I understand that she's Robbie's wife, but fuck, like, what significance does she have? And have we ever met her prior?
はい受け止まりました繰り返します生中お一つ4種串盛りふわふわ卵とお進行を一つずつご注文以上でよろしいでしょうかはいお願いします
First of all, the waitress brought out a small plate of boiled daikon slices as an appetizer. I probably said something wrong there. Soon enough, it was followed by her draft beer and the vegetables. Nibbling at her pleasantly cool pickles, Chizuru periodically paused to savor a still warm slice of boiled radish. Sometimes starters like these could reveal a great deal about a restaurant. This contrast between coldness and warmth was clearly meant to invoke the fickleness of the human heart. Nodding at her own wisdom, Chizuru proceeded to guzzle down half of her ice-cold beer. Ah. And she's really trying hard, guys. For this brief moment, she could put aside her anger and quiet her anxieties. Alcohol filled her mind with kinder thoughts of peace and harmony. Of course, it also tended to make her a bit lonely and sentimental, so she'd been known to drunkenly call up old classmates and such, which usually resulted in her talking their ear off for hours, much to their chagrin? Whatever. However, she was now an educator, and that meant she had to set an example. She wasn't about to make a fool of herself if there was any chance a student might catch wind of it. Accordingly, she'd resolved to drink alone tonight, rather than making a nuisance of herself. Like anyone her age, she'd learn how to have a few beers without behaving badly. If she got too comfortable with this kind of solitude, she was going to feel like a bit of a hypocrite advising Sakaki Yumiko to be less socially isolated, but surely she deserved a little time to herself every once in a while. Her mouth now thoroughly covered in foam, Chizuru gulped down another big swig of beer. Out of the corner of her eye, she spotted her waitress approaching with a tray. Was it the eggs? The skewers? For a moment, Chizuru's heart fluttered with anticipation, but to her surprise, the waitress had brought her a smartphone instead.
立花千鶴様にお電話です私に誰小生のタナトス様からです
I didn't necessarily skip. I was just a little quick. Thanatos the creator.
誰なんですさあさて
This was fishy. This was, in fact, remarkably fishy. If someone wanted to speak with her, why didn't they just call her cell phone directly? More importantly, no one even knew Tachibana Chizuru was here. I thought it was just her in general. I was going to be like, damn, how had they known to call the restaurant? And really, Thanatos? Who was that supposed to be? A corporation, perhaps? As in Thanatos Manufacturing LLC or something? Chizuru tried her best to recall all the businesses and companies she negotiated with over the last few days, but she felt quite sure none of them operated under that particular name. It was also peculiar that she half suspected her students from Ihama were playing some sort of elaborate prank on her. It certainly wouldn't have been the first time. Come to think of it, she'd been focusing almost entirely on the school itself, feeling a bit guilty about neglecting her pupils under the pretense of encouraging their independence. Chizuru reached out and picked up the phone.
もしもしお電話変わりました
お疲れ様です。 タナトスです。
Okay, really now, who was Thanatos supposed to be? No matter how many times she thought it over, the name wasn't ringing any bells, and this voice didn't seem familiar either.
ごめんなさい、どちら様でしたっけ？
ぶっちゃけ初めましてです。
はあ、私に何かご用でしょうか？というか、どういった経緯で私がここにいることを？
あなたの居場所は失礼ながら携帯電話のリレー局を追跡させていただきました。
あなた誰なんです？
今はまだ訳あってタナトスとしか名乗れませんが、あなたにとって私は無名なる善意のものとご理解ください。
なんだかものすごく怪しいですね。
ではもっと怪しいお話をしましょう。
Something even fishier.
立花千鶴さん、あなたに美浜学園の新校舎候補地をご提供させていただこうと、こうしてご連絡させていただきました。
美浜の新校舎ですか？
興味はおありですか？
それはもちろん。
もちろん今すぐ決めろとは言いません。まずは新校舎候補地の見学をされてはいかがでしょう。
見学ですか？
本日の20時より関係者による新校舎見学会の現地送迎が行われますので、そちらにぜひご参加ください。
なんだか全然わからないですし、うさんくささマックスで噛みつく気にもなりませんが、要は遊んでいる土地を美浜のために提供してくれるということですか？
その通りです。まずは現地を見てください。もちろん現地までの送迎は当方が担当いたしますし、軽いお食事も出ますので、お気軽にご参加いただければ幸いです。
びっくりするぐらいうさんくさいですね。
この世にうまい話などない。それと絶対や確実という言葉を使う人間は信用するな、でしたっけ？あなたのお父様の著書に書かれていた言葉ですね。
読んだんですか？
ええ、たった今。
Oh shit.
そしてお父様は、成功者とはチャンスを逃さない人間だとも同書に書かれています。今このタイミングが好機だとは言いませんが、これ以上失うもののない今、乗らない手はないと思いませんか？
Oh shit, I like gambling. There were only two plausible possibilities here. First of all, someone might be trying to kidnap her for financial profit, or to coerce her father into misusing his authority. Secondly, this gift-wrapped offer of a new campus might be a plan her father himself had dreamed up, out of an excess of parental affection. Either way, she'd be imposing a burden on him.
やっぱり怪しすぎますね。
そうですか。残念です。今あなたが手にしているその電話は、どうぞそのままお持ちください。後ほど現地見学会の詳細をお送りします。それをご覧になって気が変わりましたらご参加ください。
この電話くれるんですか？
気持ち悪いようでしたら捨ててください。以上、タナトスでした。
ちょっと
What on earth is going on? In the sudden silence, that simple question weighed heavily on Chizuru's mind. And at the same time this was happening, everyone's favorite shaggy-headed Ichigaya officer, who'd been lounging around in her luxurious cell for lack of anything better to do, was about to experience something very familiar. Uh-oh, a good fucking? Ah, shit! Oh. Oh.
暇だわ。こんなに暇なのって何年ぶりかしら。
So she's just eating. I guess that'd make way more sense than what I had originally predicted. In retrospect, JB had spent the last few years of her life doing nothing but working. She'd skipped meals and sacrificed sleep, laboring day and night for the benefit of her powerful benefactor. In other words, this country. And at some point, that had started to seem natural. But now that she suddenly had nothing but time on her hands, she didn't know what to do with it. Apart from watching boring TV shows and eating nachos with salsa, it was astonishing, really.
暇になったらあれをやろう、これをしようっていろいろなことを考えてきたはずなのに、いざ暇になってみればどれから手をつけたものかと、そこから一歩も踏み出せなくなる。
JB had fought long and hard to earn her position as a section chief in Circe, but over the last few days she'd taken a painful look in the mirror and realized that without her work, she was basically an empty shell of a person. Back when she was attending college on the government's dime, she'd actually considered herself an outgoing person. She'd play tennis, go on ski trips, and regularly visited tropical islands on her summer vacations. Of course, outdoor activities were out of the question at the moment, but at the very least, she was free to work through her books she'd been wanting to read, or to catch up on these movies she'd never gotten to see. And yet, now that she had nothing but free time, she couldn't motivate herself to do anything in particular. There had to be something wrong with her. She was probably destined to be one of those people who grind themselves down to nothing, then keel over dead from a heart attack. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say kneel over dead.
仕事やめちゃおうかな。
It was easy enough to say that, but JB knew it wasn't going to happen. First of all, the company would never allow it. And even if they did, what would she do with herself afterward? It would be one thing if she had some clear objective, but quitting just because she was sick of her job seemed profoundly irresponsible. Lying sprawled out on the sofa, I almost said surface for some shitty-ass reason, she stared blankly at her TV's glowing screen. At present, it was displaying soothing footage of some generic tropical paradise. The images reminded her of the beautiful beaches of Cuba, a place she'd once visited in the course of her duties.
南国か、いいな。
She had to admit, the idea of lying on a gorgeous beach in a swimsuit, leisurely wondering what to do with the rest of the day, did seem rather appealing to her. As she watched the footage with half-focused eyes, a bar of text suddenly popped up at the bottom of the screen and began to scroll sideways. Ah. Hello, this is Thanatos. Are you doing well? Apologies for interrupting your regularly scheduled programming, but I have important news to share. Presently, the Mihama Women's Corps are carrying out a special Rescue KY campaign to rave reviews. I wonder what KY stands for. It's not kill yourself. Currently procuring a luxury liner to be used as a getaway vehicle. Preparations are proceeding smoothly. Oh man. Ship was received from the Myanmar Ministry of Transport in Yangon. Will proceed in the Strait of Malacca, past the South China Sea and the Bashi Channel, and finally through the Miyoko Strait before sneaking into Tokyo Bay. Accordingly, I'm contacting you through this program's broadcast signal in order to request your assistance with a certain aspect of the plan. Once the campaign is fully underway, I will be in touch with further details. Your cooperation is appreciated. Although she'd reflexively followed the scrolling text with her eyes, it took a full minute for JB to actually process the meaning of what she just read.
何？どういうこと？
And when it finally hit her, a half-eaten nacho tumbled out of her gaping mouth. Naturally, JB knew the name Thanatos. She knew it referred to the professor in the basement. And she also knew that this Thanatos was directly responsible for the orders that had led to her present confinement. Had all of that somehow been a part of this plan?
何？これから一体何が起ころうとしているの？
All of a sudden, JB's mind was filled with confusion and doubt. There was no answer forthcoming, and the night wore steadily on, enveloping the fears and hopes of many in unfathomable darkness. Yes, it is finally Operation Day. We finally made it. After so goddamn long, they just kept on throwing more and more chapters in to prolong the day, but I guess, whatever. It is now the big day. At long last, the day of the decisive battle had dawned. The time was 6:30 a.m. Rather abruptly, a crackly tape cassette recording of the national anthem of Japan began to play over the speakers mounted inside the houseboat. After a night of deep, indulgent sleep, Meikyuu woke with a start at the pathos-laden music that now filled the air. When she peered out the window through half-opened eyes, she saw Makina standing at attention with her fists pressed against her thighs, looking up at a Japanese flag that was flying through the prow of the boat next to a big catch banner. Sachi was standing some distance behind her by a long table with a white tablecloth. It held small cups of water. She had apparently set up a traditional departure for battle ceremony. Of course, today was the day, wasn't it? And they were finally going to carry out the operation. Still rather dazed, Meikyuu looked around her, trying to help her sluggish mind make sense of things. Her eyes found Yumiko already sitting in front of her PC and carefully monitoring every new development. Judging from the smell of miso soup wafting gently through the air, Amane was probably further in the back making breakfast. Last night, Meikyuu had seen her descending some shijimi clams Sachi had harvested, so those would probably be on the menu this morning. Oh man, guess I'm the last one up again. At least it's relatively early. Sitting up in her cot with her sleeping bag still wrapped around her, Meikyuu gazed drowsily at her friends for a moment, then reluctantly began to emerge from her cocoon.
チルチル、おはようなのよさ。起きた？ああ、おはよう。今日は決戦の朝なのよ。しっかりしろし。顔洗っておいで。
What's going on?
朝ごはんの用意できたよ。運ぶの手伝って。
I guess that's the signal to go eat. As she transferred the freshly cooked rice from their iron pot to a serving container, Amane called out loudly to the others. Responding with alacrity, Makina and Sachi proceeded to carry the main dish, sides, and miso soup to the boat's dining table. As they worked, Yumiko was filling everyone's individual bowls with rice from the serving container. And once Meikyuu returned from washing her face, she headed over to the kitchen area to help Amane rinse and clean the things she used while cooking. They'd only been living on this boat together for a little while, but without even realizing it, they divided up these daily tasks between them. Eventually, once everyone had gathered around the table, a cheerful "shall we eat" from Sachi marked the beginning of the meal. It wasn't like they bought into Amane's stance on raising your blood sugar levels slowly, but for some reason everyone started by reaching for the salad. As they began to eat, Yumiko looked around and cleared her throat.
食べながらでいいから今後の各自の実動割を確認しておきましょう。
You got it, homie.
まずはイリスさんね。チャートは持った？
さっきユミちゃんがプリントしてくれたやつな。ちゃんと持ってんのよ。本日午前8時作戦行動開始。自転車のリアカーに狙撃機材を乗せて自走にて狙撃地点へ移動。
Oh man, she's getting started early.
狙撃地点であるホテルザ・ウィッツモールトンへ向かい、到着後に機材を室内に搬入、設置。
She's gonna be sniping from a hotel. How interesting.
すべての準備が終わったら、自転車からリアカーを外して、身軽な状態で狙撃着弾点及び周辺環境の調査を実施、狙撃の準備を進める。17時までにはホテルに戻り指示を待つ。そんな感じ？
そういうこと。ホテルの部屋は51階のスイートをもうネットで予約してあるわ。あなたのお母様の名前で。
なんでお母さんの名前にした？
面倒なことの後始末は全部あなたのお母様になすりつけてしまおうかと思って。
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck that bitch. She was annoying as hell.
ほら、あなたのお母様、今は何かとスキャンダルに敏感だし、現場にいろいろな証拠が残っていても、イリスの名前が表に出ることを嫌えば、勝手に裏からもみ消してくれるかなって。 ついでに関係各省からのいろいろな追及とか追加で請求されるであろう莫大な賠償金も全部あなたのお母様にドバッと引っかぶっていただこうかと。
やるなユミちゃん。俺お前のそういうねちっこくて陰湿なやり口嫌いじゃねえのよ。いいぞ面白くなってきた。
演出云々のくだりは引っかかるけれど、まあいいわ。次は小峰さん。
はい。
強襲突撃要員である小峰さんはまずは突撃装具の点検、補充不足があれば追加を用意、荷物が多くなるようであればエゾシマリス作戦で対応すること。
わかりました。後ほどホームセンターでプラスチックコンテナと物資を購入しておきます。
I have a lot of faith in Sachi, guys. And it's not that, I just prefer her out of the 5. It's just that goddamn she can get things done.
それが終わったら事前に現場を入念に下見しておいて。おそらくは想定外の事態も起きると思うから刻々と変化する状況に即時対応可能な体制のまま指定場所で18時まで待機。
了解です。
スオーさんと松島さんはまずはタナトスさんが用意してくれた逃走用車両の受け取りに行ってきて。場所は分かってる？
うん。板橋のショッピングセンターの立体駐車場5階の12番に置いてあるんだよね。場所は地図で確認してあるよ。
ねえ、やっぱ私どうしても車に乗らなきゃダメ。
Yep.
なんかもうすっかりトラウマで、車に乗れって言われただけで膝がガクガクするし、ドロッとした汗が全身からダラダラ吹き出してくるんだけど。
大丈夫だって。ほらこの前だってちゃんと安全運転してたじゃん。ミラー畳んだまま走ってるおばちゃん車よりずっと安全だってば。
それに松島さんにはタナトスさんが偽の申請書を発行して手配した風見雄二の個人装備を3桁ナンバーの工作員から受け取る仕事があるのよ。
それって私じゃないとダメな仕事？
そうね。なぜだか知らないけど対面交渉的な顔を合わせての取引ってなるとあなたにやらせた方がうまくいくのよね。
Which is weird, in my opinion.
やっぱりパッと見のバカっぽい顔の印象と会話を始めて10秒でわかる気の毒なほどのアホっぷりが交渉相手の心にゆとりを生むのかしら。
I'll go with that.
ひどい
まあとにかく車と風見くんの装備を受け取ったらその後2人は合流して18時の作戦開始まで指定の場所で車内待機。
わかったわよ。
まあ大体のことはチャートに書いてあるからその通りに行動すればきっとうまくいくわ。
それでぼっちさんは？
Damn.
ぼっち言うな。私はこの船に残って作戦の総指揮をします。作戦の進行状況はタナトスシステムを経由してほぼリアルタイムで観測可能だし、状況に応じて逐一私から指示が出るからタナトスフォンの電源は切らないように。もし私との通信が途絶するような事態になったとしてもここへは戻ってこないこと。今日この後午前8時の作戦開始と同時にこの船は移動を開始します。
船の操縦はどうするの？
タナトスさんが操縦してくれるわ。そのための衛星ナビシステムなんだし。
I didn't really know that the navigation system could take control of the boat.
私はこの船で指揮を出しつつ移動して所定の場所で待機。風見くんを奪還したあなたたちと合流して回収。あとはそのまま水上を逃走って形になるわ。
うん、分かった。みんなも自分のやることは分かった？
はーい。あまねえ、ご飯おかわりちょうだい。お茶碗半分で。
はいよ。こんぐらい？
あんがとう。
マキちゃん、おじゃこあるよ。おじゃこ。
あ、いいな。
それ欲しい。ご飯おかわり。あと生卵も。
Man, everyone seems cheerful.
本当に分かってるのかしら。
榊さんは？だからご飯のおかわり。真っ白いご飯におじゃこさん。おいしいおすえ。
いただきます。
Oh shit!
タナトスさんかな。
Is it go time?
おはようございます。タナトスです。
Alright, we're gonna end it here, because I actually want to end this shit on time. Alright, 53% done. We are on mission briefing. Alright, so we'll see what Thanatos has to say, and we'll get rolling with this operation, hopefully in the next episode. But it is finally Operation Day. Finally. Let's rescue Yuji, and let the day last for 30 episodes, because we all know it's gonna happen. We know things aren't going to work out that well. We know that the procedure of extracting Yuji is going to take like 5 episodes. Shit's going to go down, which is going to last another 15. And then we got explanations that'll probably last another 10. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take it easy.